Have you ever pondered over the transformation of a society from a monarchy to a republic and then to an empire, all within a span of just a decade? This is not merely a question of historical importance, but a captivating narrative of societal evolution that transcends time and geographical boundaries. In the heart of Europe, France went through this dramatic shift in the late 18th century. This phase of history was marked by civil unrest, political turmoil, and grandiloquent expressions of national identity. In essence, it wasn't merely an alteration in the form of governance, it was a revolution in the truest sense. The French Revolution, often touted as the birthplace of modern political ideologies, offers a unique lens into this transformative journey. It is a profound reminder of the power of collective will and the unprecedented changes it can bring about. Just imagine, a monarchy being uprooted, a republic sprouting from its ruins, and an empire rising from its ashes, all in a mere decade. The sheer speed and scale of this transformation make it an intriguing case study for historians and sociologists alike. Within the span of 10 short years, France witnessed a seismic shift that would forever reshape its national identity and global standing. The French Revolution wasn't just a historical event, it was a complex, multi-layered process that redefined societal norms and set the stage for the modern world. The French Revolution provides a fascinating exploration of this query. Back in the late 18th century, France was a society plagued by social inequality. This tumultuous era saw the nation split into three segments: the clergy, the nobility, and the masses. The privileged clergy and nobility led lives of comfort, while the commoners shouldered the strain of large taxes. Further aggravating this disparity was an economic downturn fueled by wartime expenditures and the monarchy's excessive spending. As if these weren't enough, Enlightenment ideas added fuel to the already smoldering grudges. These factors collectively a volatile environment, setting the stage for a massive societal upheaval that would change the course of the nation's history forever. An economic crisis, sparked by wars and the monarchy's extravagant spending, along with the influence of Enlightenment ideas, stoked the already simmering discontent. In May 1789, King Louis XVI, in a desperate attempt to address the severe financial crisis that was threatening to cripple his kingdom, convened the Estates General. The Estates General was a gathering of representatives from the three distinct social classes or estates that constituted France's socio-political structure at the time. However, the third estate, which was composed of commoners, felt severely marginalized. They felt their concerns were being ignored, their voices unheard. Anger and resentment brewed among them. In a bold act of defiance, they broke away from the traditional Estates General. They formed their own political group, the National Assembly, with a singular aim and unwavering resolve. They pledged to create a new constitution, one that would ensure their rights and equality. In the subsequent month, the king, in a move that shocked the nation, took an unprecedented step to lock the National Assembly out of their customary meeting room. This act was seen as a direct affront to the democratic fabric of the society that the Assembly had been representing. However, what the king hadn't counted on was the resilience and tenacity of the Assembly members. By the prejudiced obstacles put in their path, they managed to convene at an unconventional location, a common tennis court. In the face of adversity, they gathered there, not out of option, but as a statement of resistance, a commitment to their cause. The air was filled with determination, as each member stood up, vowing to stay united in their objective. They made a solemn pledge, an unyielding oath, binding themselves in a promise of unity, vowing that they would not disband, nor would they be silenced, until they had drafted a new, fair constitution. This powerful and historic gathering, the shown in the face of adversity, became a crucial turning point. This monumental event where they pledged to stand their ground until their objectives were met, came to be known, remembered, and celebrated as the tennis court oath. Then came the storming of the Bastille on a fateful day in July 1789, a day that would resonate throughout history and set the tone for the French Revolution. This iconic fortress, the Bastille, was more than just a prison. It was a symbol of the oppressive monarchy that Parisians had grown to detest. The air was heavy with anticipation, and the growing restlessness among the masses was palpable. The Parisians, fueled by a potent mix of anger and frustration, could no longer stand by and watch as their rights were stripped away. In a bold, defiant act, they stormed this imposing symbol of royal tyranny, tearing down its imposing walls and liberating its prisoners. The event echoed throughout France, marking the start of widespread popular uprisings. It sent a clear, unambiguous message to the world that a revolution was not only imminent, but it was gathering momentum, becoming a force that couldn't be ignored. In August 1789, the National Assembly adopted the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen. This historical event marked the dawn of a new era in French political history. It was in the wake of the French Revolution, a time of great upheaval and change. The National Assembly was filled with a diverse group of revolutionaries, intellectuals, and commoners. They banded together to create a document that would become a beacon of hope and a call for justice for all mankind. This groundbreaking document firmly asserted the principles of equality, liberty, and fraternity as inalienable rights that every individual should possess. It was a bold defiance against the oppressive reign of the monarchy and the unfair system of feudal privileges. The adoption of this declaration was a momentous event, signaling the end of a time where feudal privileges stood unchallenged, and the monarchy's absolute power reigned supreme. However, the revolution was far from over. A time of intense political and social upheaval began in 1793, stretching into the following year. This was staged in the French Revolution known as the Reign of Terror. The period was under the leadership of the radical political group, the Jacobins. Among them was a prominent figure who took charge, Maximilien Robespierre. His rule was marked by an unprecedented level of violence and bloodshed. The Reign of Terror was characterized by a series of mass executions of those who were seen as enemies of the revolution. The guillotine became an instrument of state policy, spreading fear and silencing dissidents. Among the victims of this ruthless purge were the former monarchs, King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette. Their executions marked a decisive end to more than 1,000 years of continuous French monarchy. The Reign of Terror remains a stark example of how revolutionary ideals can be twisted by radicalism and fear. This period saw the execution of perceived enemies of the revolution, including King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette. As the dust settled, a new figure rose to prominence, Napoleon Bonaparte. This man, initially a military general, seized power through a coup in 1799, thus establishing the consulate. A few years later, he declared himself the Emperor of France. His regime, characterized by stability, brought about significant changes in France. The most notable of these changes was the introduction and spread of the Napoleonic Code. This legal code advocated for principles like equality and meritocracy, altering France's societal structure. Under his, France flourished, but his insatiable desire for military conquests led him down a path of defeat. His era of dominance ended with his loss at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. The French Revolution, a tumultuous period in history, filled with its highs and lows, had a significant impact that resonates even today. This seismic socio-political event, which erupted in the 18th century, transformed not just France, but altered the course of world history. Its influence was so profound that it became a beacon of change, a catalyst for other nations to quest for democracy and equality. A careful examination of this revolution uncovers its ability to inspire movements around the globe, instigating the rise of democracy as a popular system of governance. The revolution, with its egalitarian ethos, fueled a drive towards equality in other nations, igniting the sparks of change and resistance against oppressive forces. Moreover, it played a pivotal role in spreading revolutionary ideals far and wide. These ideals were not limited to political change alone, but ventured into social and cultural realms, reshaping societies and influencing mindsets. The radical ideas of liberty, fraternity, and equality, born out of this revolution, permeated through the borders and echoed in the hearts of the oppressed and marginalized. The revolution also marked a definitive end to the archaic system of feudalism. It dismantled the hierarchical societal structure, demolishing the stronghold of feudal lords and laying the groundwork for the rise of modern progressive societies. Another profound impact of the French Revolution was the birth of nationalism. This revolution not only kindled the spark of nationalism within France, but also ignited the fire of nationalism in other countries. It fostered a sense of collective identity and unity, underlining the importance of nationhood and nationalistic ideals. The French Revolution, with its highs and lows, left a significant impact. It inspired movements for democracy and equality in other countries, contributed to the spread of revolutionary ideals, the end of feudalism, and the rise of nationalism. Indeed, the French Revolution remains a significant event in history, symbolizing the struggle for liberty, equality, and fraternity, while also underlining the complexity